What's going on, guys? It's Alex here from TechG202, and today we will be looking over the program RAPTOR. So this video will be first of many where I'll be covering uh, concepts, algorithms, and whatnot relating to RAPTOR. So for those who are not familiar, RAPTOR, it's a free visual flowchart-based programming environment, which is designed to help teach computer logic and algorithm design, primarily for beginners. It allows you to basically create and execute programs through flowcharts rather than syntax-heavy code, which simplifies the learning structure like loops, if-then statements. It is available on Mac and Windows as well. Downloads for RAPTOR will be provided in the description below. But yeah, basically in this video, I'll just be going over some basics about the symbols and some system stuff you should know before we get on to any algorithms and programming. So yeah, this is RAPTOR that you see in front of you. Right here, let me just first off start by emphasizing you do want to click save anytime you work with RAPTOR. I believe there is a kind of auto save feature, but I would not rely on it. I would suggest anytime you make any changes to your chart that you always click save, which is just right here. Usually it'll pop up, but because for the sake of simplicity, I already saved this file, there would be a pop-up that asks you to save it, and yeah. Yeah, so let's get into the video. We'll start from the right side. So here, where you see 100% is basically where you can change your view or zoom of the flowchart from very far to very close. By default, it's at 100, but as the algorithms and programming get a bit more complex, of course, you want to scale out a little more so you can see more of it. Then right here where you see 64, this is it's basically the speed at which the program will execute when you press play. This basically here adjusts how fast the program is executed. If it's at 100, it's going to be instantaneous. But I prefer if you're a student or a beginner that you put it to a lower setting. By default, it's usually at, I think, around 70. But when I was first learning this programming language, this program, I usually set it to like 50 or 40 because you really get to see how the elements work here. Like when you start working with arrays or sorting, you'll be able to see how that actually occurs. But of course, we'll dive deep into that in another video. But for now, we're just kind of going over the basics here of the interface. So yeah, then we have the next button, which would just execute the next element in the program. So like it would go start, then this, then end. Then we have the reset, which just resets the program or stops it as well. Pause, which just pauses it. Play, which will actually execute the program. So start at start and then go down progressively. Then we have return or undo, and then redo, which we don't have available right now because we don't have much of a flowchart going on here. We have copy, paste, and save, as I talked about earlier. Open, so if you have a RAPTOR file existing that you want to open and use, and then creating a new one. So this is basically what you need to know. Then we also have the symbols here, which do different stuff. So the assignment here, it's usually used for counters or doing any processing. So for instance, here I'm just initializing the like I to be 1. And this could be our timer or counter for something. And the way you edit it, by the way, is you just double click and then this interface here pops up and you can do what you want. You can also do arithmetic here. Yeah, and then we have the call function. This is used when you're working with sub-flowcharts, which we'll get to in another video. It's a bit more advanced, so we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, so that is for calling sub-flowcharts. You would just basically enter whatever the name of the sub-flow chart is. So if it's like, let's say, read file, then you would just put read file. But you see, it won't let me save right now because we do not have a sub-flow chart called read file. Then we have input. So input, it can either be from a individual or it can be from a file, which again, it's a bit more complex concept, but we will be going over this at a later point. But yeah, here you can just enter the text, say enter age, and then you name the variable age. Then we have output. So this is essentially the equivalent of print in Python or in a any programming language. So here, if you are writing text, like you want to say the following, your age is, you do have to include double quotation marks. And if you want to display a variable, like so what we have going on right here in our example flowchart is enter age, get age. So what you would do is you have double quotation, your age is, end of double quotation. Then you would do plus age. And as you see, our variable age pops up there. So if I actually execute the program, which I'll just quickly do, see, I'll just enter age, let's say 100. Then our Raptor console prints your age is 100. Then we have selection, which is where you would just put your Boolean expressions. You can use also and, or, X, or, not, all that good stuff, which I will be covering in another video at a later point in time. But for instance, here we can do age greater than, let's say 50. So that is a condition right there. And then we can do it to where if the case is yes, that the age is greater than 50, we can say you're old. If not, then we say you're young. Yeah. So if I execute on the program now, we'll put let's put like 40 this time. So it prints your age is 40, you're young. Then we have loops as well, which look like this. And as well, you can put a condition here. Usually you want to use some kind of counter with it so you can exit loops. Otherwise, you're going to be in what's called an infinite loop, which again, I will discuss more in a separate video. But yeah, here you would just enter a condition similar to like we had before. Maybe in this case, we'll put age less than 50. And yeah, so, oh, and then another thing worth mentioning is where you see this age 40, if you have an array or any other variables, they will be shown here and you can actually see what's inside them, which is really cool, and it kind of helps you visualize and see how those things change, how those things work. And yeah, so this is the first introductory video to Raptor. I hope you found it really useful and beneficial. Again, this will be one of many videos where I'll be covering the program Raptor, and we'll also be working with some different algorithms and whatnot. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to catch you guys all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.